Since we covered some aspects that made Bootstrap so popular, it's time to dive deeper into the default CSS it provides, and we'll start with typography. Since Bootstrap version 2.0, the normalized CSS file is being used. This is a reset file made by Nicholas Gallagher and Jonathan Neal, and you might be familiar with it since it also powers the HTML5 boilerplate. I wanted to mention this because most typographic styles are inherited from this reset file. Bootstrap provides styles for all HTML headings, from H1 to H6. The default font size is 14 pixels, with a 20 pixel line height, and also the paragraphs have a bottom margin of 10 pixels. You can really play around with the text in Bootstrap because there are some predefined classes. For example, the class of lead will make a paragraph stand out by increasing its font size. So let's add it to our first paragraph. And as you can see, font size is bigger, and we also have a bigger margin bottom. There are also some utility classes. For example, text left, text center, and text right are used for aligning the text. So let's see one in action. For example, the third paragraph, we'll say text right, and the second one, it's going to be text center. And let's add, just for the sake of it, text left to the first paragraph. And as you can see, we have left, center, and right alignment. There are also some emphasis classes, which will apply a different text color depending on where you want to use them. For example, let's create a new paragraph here. The class muted will create a text with a very light gray. It's much lighter than the default color for the paragraph. There are also options for text warning, text error, which is a red color, and then we have text info, which is blue, and finally text success, which is a green color. Bootstrap also provides styling for the traditional tags like small, strong, EM, and even ABBR, which stands for abbreviation. And you can read more about those on the official website at twitter.github.com and just look at the typography section. If you want to quote blocks of content in your page, use the block quote tags, and it's recommended that you use a paragraph tag inside the block quote. So let's see an example. I'm going to do a simple block quote which includes a paragraph. Okay, and this is the quote right here. Now, sometimes you usually need the source or the author listed, and you can easily do that by combining the small and cite tags. So something like this. I'm going to say small, and this is usually John Doe from great source. And the thing about cite is that you can add a title. Okay, and here it is, John Doe from great source. And you hover and the title will show up. Now, if for some reason you want this block quote to be aligned on the right, you can use the pull right utility class. So pull right. And the quote is now aligned to the right. All right, let's get rid of this and move on. The ordered and unordered lists are styled just like you'd expect. They have bullets and numbers. So let's see an example. Okay, so this is an unordered list. Let's do the same for the ordered one. So bullets and numbers. And they both have left padding. And let's create a nested list. And this is how a nested list looks like. Now, if for some reason you don't want any styling on an unordered list, you can apply the class of unstyled. So let's go ahead and apply it here. Class unstyled. And there it is. The unstyled class removes the bullets only from the immediate children, so only from the level 1 elements, and it also removes the left padding. If for some reason you need the list items to be on the same line, you can use the inline class, and this is very common for navigation menus. So UL class, actually let's apply it right here, class inline. All right, so now the item 1 and item 2 are displayed on the same line. Another type of list is the definition list. It's mostly used for Q&A sections, for questions and answers. And there are two styles. One is the default, which will look something like this. So the markup for a definition list is pretty simple. DL, which contains a definition term plus a definition or a description. So DT plus DD. So this is the term and this is the description. Okay, so this is a default style for a definition list. The other class that we can apply is DL horizontal. Okay, and this will align the terms and descriptions side by side. As you can see, Bootstrap has pretty much everything covered in terms of typography. Let's continue exploring the other controls that are available. Next up, we'll talk about tables.